Right. Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Good evening. Oh, excuse me. Need a drink. Welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance II. Hmm. I'm Professor McCoy. Hold on. One quick thing. I had my volume all the way down. That's a little better. All right, sweet. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's get back into things, shall we? Feels like just yesterday-ish, although, I mean, a few days ago. Hey, look, Angel's here. Kitten, would you like to show the internet that you exist? Yes, stare at me. Anyway, you might come say hi. We'll see. Anyway, good evening. Or she might just sharpen her claws on the carpet. Like a little goblin. That's also a possibility. Anyway, good evening. Hello, everyone. Good day to you, too. All of you people. So yeah, I sold off a bunch of stuff off stream, but that's really about it. Not everything, unfortunately. I did not have a chance to sell everything. But is what it is. So what I want to do, I could do some more exploration of Kuttenberg. I may still. We'll see. But my plan for this week was to do all of the various side quests that take place in Sigismund's camp. After I go clean my have the bathhouse people clean my clothes, because my clothes are all dirty, nasty, icky, so to speak. Yeah, so that's my plan for right now. Oh, you're not. Neither of you are bath proprietors. Betty, you are.
What can I do for you, sir?
My body is in need of rest.
What'll it be this?
Bath and clothes.
I need a hot bath and my clothing cleaned.
Don't worry, friend. I'll happily grant you the rest you deserve.
Excellent. Now, like I said, let's go onward to Sigismund's
Well
camp.
done. God bless you, sir.
Thanks, Annie. Onward we go.
It's like I'm invisible or something.
You are sitting there by yourself at a table, sir. You want to be visible? Maybe you should, talk to somebody. That's a thing you can do. Just a thought. Anyway, let's get going. Onward, onward, onward. All right. I could do this one. Maybe after I'm done with the whole stuff at the camp, I'll do this one. Hush, my darling. Victoria brought goods to Sigismund's camp. Let's do that. Lost honor. Zavish of Garbau defeated, what is it? Yezhik? Yezhik, that's it. We need to, yep, that's right. We need to get his stuff back. Ransom, get a ransom back for Peter of Sukatlaski. That's right. The whose brother was at one of those inns somewhere along the road. Heard him to button. Toll. I can't figure that one out. That one might be glitched. X marks the spot. Maybe I'll do that one at some point. I'll come back for this one. All right, cool. We're all set. Everything, all of our various quests right now, for the moment, are here in Sigismund's camp. Let's fast travel to Horshan. Let's travel via whatever this little point of interest marker is. Let's give that a checkpoint. That'll work. And of course, we'll go very slowly through Kuttenberg, naturally. Anyway. A camp. Target shoot? Nah. Not gonna bother. I could actually, I could probably jump in and join their competition a bit, but nah. Not gonna bother. Alright, onward we go. This is a windy bit of road. What's this? And Shepherd's dugout. Nothing too interesting, I suppose. What's that? Hanged man. Fascinating. But yeah, onward we go. Sorry I was a bit late tonight. Had to read the kid's bedtime story. And they were going a little late on dinner, so I wound up a little late on their story, but you know how it is. It's all right. No offense to you internet people, but I'll prioritize my kids. Sorry. That's how it's how it ought to be, You too. You do likewise. Hey Grace, how you doing? I'm doing pretty well. Pretty well. I've got a little bit more of the Hippocross that I made the other week. Who's that? I will say it has mellowed out yet further, which is nice. I think it's.
Fuck off. Say your prayers.
I'll show ya.
Gonna beat these guys up. Ooh, he master strike
That's
me.
what I call an opener.
Bring it on, buddy. Come on. There we go.
Come on.
Next. Nice. Beat kettle helmet, right? Taken care of. All right. I mean, it's cool, but I don't need it. I don't need any of this. I have enough stuff to sell. That's not Laventail. Nice, but no. Yeah, sure. I'm not using it. It is interesting, and I think largely accurate, that our, although I will say some might find this a little odd, that the noble was carrying only about as much coinage as the two townsfolk who were also traveling. But that's actually about right. Carrying coinage was not all that common, really. Throughout most of the Middle Ages, a lot of wealth, like held wealth, was not in precious metals. It was in trade goods. It was in land, things like that. Hey, Amson, how you doing? Even those who did have a good amount of, say, liquid wealth, would not often carry a great deal of coinage around. Mostly just because there wasn't much of a need for it. Right? There wasn't really much need to carry around great amounts of coins. Unless you know that you're going to be making a large purchase, there's absolutely no reason to do the ridiculous thing that Henry is doing and carry around 50,000 coins. I'm sorry, that is so fucking absurd. 50,000 groschen. Once again, consider the weight of 50,000 1-ounce silver coins. That is, I think that's close to 2 tons. That weighs as much as my minivan. Man, it's kind of absurd.
Is there something interesting around here?
You mean besides the army camp on the hill?
Something tells me you're not exactly happy about it.
What can I tell you? As soon as the army appeared in the county, the folk of Apatovitz were doomed.
What do you mean?
It used to be a peaceful village. Everyone minding their own business, helping each other. And have you seen what it looks like now?
I just saw remains of an abandoned village. It wasn't a pretty sight.
Exactly. A deserted and empty place, with a burnt-out ruin where there used to be a cottage. It'd make you cry.
The soldiers did that. Did they attack the village?
There was no attack. People just chose to leave on their own. I can't even imagine. You spend your whole life building something, and then you just leave it all behind. But it's probably better than waiting for someone to come and take everything from you.
It does actually make sense, really. In a situation like this, you don't need to physically attack people to drive them off. It is enough to make their living arrangements hostile, so that they see no better alternative than to leave. I mean, in the news recently, of course, we have the situation in Gaza, and the recent announcement of the last few it was a few days ago, I think, from Netanyahu that he's planning on actively occupying, like controlling and occupying. Forget if it was just the West Bank or if it was also Gaza proper. He was essentially occupying the Palestinian territory, or intending to, which is really just the next step in an ethnic cleansing campaign that involves just making life hell for people. You don't need to kill everyone to empty the land of them. That's kind of what we see here. The soldiers, Sigismund's army doesn't. They don't want a town right next to them. And so they just harass the living hell out of them and make life bad, and people will go. Yeah, Grace, I saw the increasing danger of wildfires approaching your area. So may God protect you and those who are also in its path. Yeah. Well, no. Imsim says probably just Gaza. Israeli settlements on the West Bank are considered illegal by the UN. Yeah, but so is everything that Israel has done for the last 60 years. Like, do you think that Israel cares about the opinions of the UN? Or please remember that currently Benjamin Netanyahu is wanted. There's a warrant for his arrest by the International Court of Justice at The Hague for war crimes. And yet he travels the world on a whim. Like, no one cares. But yes, yeah, you're right. They won't stand a chance if our support disappears, especially after everyone they've been antagonizing for the last at least 20 or 30 years. Somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. The polls are showing really bad numbers. Last I saw, it was the split was something like among Democrats in the U.S. Approximately 70% support Palestine over Israel, and that is not even including people who are unsure or don't choose a side. And even among Republicans, about 50% support Palestine over Israel. I think support for Israel among Republicans is down to, I think it's below 30. And there's a big chunk that are undecided or divided or neither. Which, by the way, I would fall into the neither camp. Don't support Palestine per se. I think that, although I'm truth be told, I lean in that direction because Palestine makes up the majority of the Christian population in the region, and they're being oppressed just as badly as the Muslim population in Palestine. So there's actually, by the way, a great, fantastic interview that I just listened to today that Tucker Carlson had with an Orthodox nun who spent 20 or so years in Palestine. I'll put a link to it in the description after the fact. Which was fascinating perspective to see someone who had lived there, a Christian who lived there, who's not like a member of Hamas or anything, who is essentially though so thoroughly on the side against Israel. They broke statues of baby Jesus and Our Lady. Yeah, going back 30 years. Yeah, of course they had. I saw a video of Israeli soldiers desecrated a church. Yeah, well, because the Christians there are Palestinian too. Like ethnically, most of the Christians there are either Palestinian or missionaries, and both of those are enemies of the state of Israel. Palestinians and missionaries. Ray said, I've heard Netanyahu's own right-wing party doesn't really support him anymore. Yeah, he's losing support even among the Likud party, which is the sort of the relatively extreme right wing of Israel. He still has support among the mostly among the military, if I understand it correctly, from everything I've heard. But he's losing support fast. Now, okay, here's my wackiest tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. Imsep, come back to your question about Pope Leo. I do want to address that. It's an interesting question, and I kind of want you to expand upon it, but come back to it in a bit. I just want to mention this first. That where should the Hebrews go after all this is over? Should they return to their exile? I mean, yeah, like go look. All of the various Jews who have fled to Israel were not fleeing anything, except for the first few of them who were fleeing Nazi Germany. Well, okay, here's my tinfoil hat conspiracy, which is an interesting one. I don't think it's probably not true, but there might be some element of truth to it. Israel relies upon an influx of diaspora Jews to maintain its population, its military, its economic power, and its dominance in the region. Right? It not just relies on the U.S. Right? If it still had U.S. support, but it stopped having diaspora Jews immigrate back to Israel, or sort of back to Israel, so to speak, but to Israel, it couldn't sustain itself even with U.S. support. How it gets Jews to immigrate is twofold. One, Israel is a safe haven, or is declared as a safe haven for Jews. It is the safe place in the Middle East. That's becoming less and less true. What with the various attacks and the obvious permeability of the Iron Dome. Now, even just looking at October 7th or things like that. Now, the other aspect, the other way Israel convinces diaspora Jews to immigrate to Israel is by convincing them that they're not safe in their homelands, in Europe, in the US, in wherever else they find themselves. They rely upon widespread anti-Semitism and the threat of anti-Semitism to convince diaspora Jews to move to Israel, where it's a safe haven for Jews. So if Israel wants to sustain itself, there's a perverse sense in which Israel benefits from widespread, worldwide anti-Semitism. And so how do you entice people in the US, in Europe, to be anti-Semitic? Well, let's just put it this way. If I were trying to do so as the Israeli government, I don't think I could do a better job at spreading anti-Semitism than Netanyahu is doing right now. Now, I'm not saying that's necessarily the actual goal. I don't think that even he is insane enough to do something this stupid and unbelievably high time preference and short-sighted. But um, his actions are indistinguishable from someone who would be trying to do that. So there you go. There's a thought. Again, tinfoil hat conspiracy theory that's almost certainly false, but at least an interesting comparison, a way to evaluate the actions of the Lahud. It's Lahud or something. It's got that phlegmy thing that I can't quite pronounce. Being way too white, Northern European. Hey, Baze, how you doing? I was just yapping about Israel as it happened. But yeah, no, it's my point of all this, I suppose, is to say that the actions of the Israeli government are doing nothing but fan the flames of anti-Semitism across the West, which is not a good thing. I don't like to see that. But what are you gonna do? Tell them to stop? Well, hey, stop it. And especially given that, it's our money that by which they're doing all of this, I don't exactly like that. What are you gonna do? Ray said, I support the people of Gaza because it's not actually the radicalist group that causes people to become radicalists. When you speak to Muslims, for example, they don't often agree with the Taliban or ISIS or Hamas, but when they're under attack and occupation of a foreign military or foreign puppet government, that is, and the poverty and displacement that causes that which causes radicalism. Yeah, no, absolutely right. It's blowback. It's just blowback, right? If you are, it's it's the problem of insurgency. It's what is it? Douglas MacArthur, I think, wrote the essay called "Insurgent Math." It's something I talked about on one of my Kingdom Come streams some time ago. That when you're fighting an asymmetrical war as the underdog, it's all about the reaction. If you can turn public opinion away strongly enough from the stronger faction, then you wind up winning because you have a recruitment tool now. Right? This is where Israel's argument that yeah, Hamas wants Gazan casualties, civilian casualties, so that or Palestinian casualties in general, so that it will turn public opinion away from Israel. But then Israel does the stupid thing and just gives them that. Right? And then, of course, this comes with the concomitant problem of if you have a violent insurgent group and you try to crush them, but you try to crush them by conventional military means, you're going to wind up with collateral damage. That is to say, other civilian casualties, innocent people dying. And if you have innocent people dying, or even people who are seen as freedom fighters dying, so even if they're not innocent, even if they are terrorists, but the community sees them as freedom fighters, then that is just a recruitment tool. Dead civilians, dead freedom fighters, all of this is a pure recruitment tool. And this is where you get the, quote, insurgent math, that 10 minus 2 equals 20. That if you have 10 insurgents and you kill 2 of them, you will wind up with 20 insurgents, because they will use the deaths, essentially the martyrdom, of the ones you've killed. And especially if you kill civilians, they'll use the deaths of those civilians to recruit more. Because of course they will. That's how this works. I mean, look, we could see that sort of thing going on right here in the game. Right? We see Sigismund's army, we see Sigismund's popularity being a problem here in Bohemia, first of all, because he's a foreigner. Right? He is... Where's he from? Austria? Right? I think he's Austrian. In any case, he's not from around here. And, oh no, he's Hungarian, that's it. He's Hungarian. And his army is trampling through everything and burning things, and people are starting to hate him. And yeah, they can, if somebody throws a rock at one of their soldiers, they can kill him, sure. But when you kill that guy, his brother and his father and his cousin and their cousins and the towns that they live in are all going to hate you. And I don't care, especially in a medieval context, I don't care how well equipped you are. If you are outnumbered 10-1 or 100-1, I don't care how well equipped you are, you're dead. You're dead. That's it. And that's kind of... It doesn't seem like they're reaching that tipping point yet, but they absolutely could. They absolutely could.
Who's responsible for the burned-out cottage in Apatovitz?
Devil only knows. Maybe bandits or some other rabble. Maybe they were looking for something valuable. Or they wanted to take it by force.
And why do you stay here?
I live away from the village, so I was spared the ugliness.
So you were lucky, weren't you?
You think? That one camp pillaged the whole county. They cut down a big chunk of the forest to build fortifications. And to feed all those hungry mouths, they hunted down everything that moved. There's no game left. There used to be deer, wild boar, and hares. So many you couldn't count them all. And now, nothing.
I think I'll go back to Apatovitz. Should I watch out for anything in particular?
I wouldn't do that if I were you. Who knows what kind of rabble has taken up residence in those ruins?
Who lived there before? Did you know the people who lived here well?
You bet I did. There was an old man. We called him Honeypot. He had a lot of beehives in his yard. Everyone used to buy honey from him, but few knew that he made the best mead far and wide. Damn. I miss that old geezer.
Gray says, but they've only fed Hamas's narrative with Gaza, which only causes the next generation of insurgents. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. And not to mention, provoking the rage of all of their neighbors, literally all of their neighbors, which is like Imp said, the moment the U.S. pulls out support for Israel, or even says we're not going to go to war to defend Israel, like in no uncertain terms says that, even if we're still sending money and arms, Israel has a big problem. They're gonna get hit. They're gonna get hit hard. And if we learned anything from the not even all that hard hitting that they took from Iran, even when Israel had a relatively decisive victory, which kind of honestly surprised me a bit, but they got hit back pretty hard, even in the process of winning, and even with U.S. backing. I don't want to see what happens when the U.S. backs off and they wind up provoking all of their neighbors at once, which is honestly a pretty likely outcome.
Who lived in the house that burned down?
That's probably the saddest thing of all. The young married couple. They didn't have much, but they worked hard to save up some coin. I really hope they've gone someplace safe. They should be taking care of their babes, not scared for their lives.
I'd better go.
Well, see you later. Have a good evening.
How pleasant. Oh, you've got beehives too. Nice. What's this? Oop. There's supposed to be a thing here. Oh, maybe not. Okay, maybe it was him. What's this? Buried treasure. Let's go check that out, shall we? There's treasure. He says, as long as Trump is the head of government, it's overly friendly and somewhat soft with Netanyahu. That's when you get actual movement on the disconnection from Israel. Yeah, okay. The unconditional support from the U.S. is, first of all, frighteningly bipartisan. Because it's not like the Biden administration was in any way hostile to Israel. Right? It was just as supportive of everything Israel's doing. So it's not like there was a change there. Ooh, wow. 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 Fancy. That said, the blind blanket support for Israel is one of the things about Donald Trump that gave me the most pause all three times, all three of his elections. It was one of the things that I expected him to do poorly, but he has. It's honestly been probably a little bit worse than I was expecting. Not as bad as I feared it could have been, but still probably worse than I was expecting. It really surprises me how much he allows himself to be bullied by Netanyahu. Because look, it's Donald Trump. Like, Donald Trump isn't usually the guy who is gonna let somebody else tell him what to do, or basically just to tell him to go fuck himself. But that's essentially what he's getting from Netanyahu over and over and over and over and over again. Like, it really surprises me that Trump puts up with it. But I mean, it tells me that there is some kind of a compromise going on, that he is in some way compromised. There is, of course, the theory that it's well, he's in the Epstein list or whatever. There's, of course, the other possibility, which I think is probably the more likely, that he's compromised via Ivanka. That it's Jared Kushner is in some way directly connected to Mossad or what have you or whatnot, and that oh hey look, I'm trespassing, whatever.
What? Go to hell!
Alert! Alert!
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
Show what you're made of.
This is your end,
Do
you
it!
wretch.
I might be in for a little bit much, a little more than I can handle here.
What? Take that fucker out, Sammy!
You want to try me?
Ow.
You're no match for us, fucker.
Show what you're made of.
Okay, there's a lot of them. This is a bit of an issue.
Show your stuff.
Gonna get you, you harson.
Come on then! I've been waiting for you. That was something.
Okay, I'm running.
I'll shoot your pickle.
I'll shoot you.
Show your stuff.
Sucker!
What the?
Alright, you're down. Okay, I'm down. There we go, good.
Go fuck yourself!
Show what you're made of.
Burn in hell!
I'll rip your arse open. What do you want?
There we go.
Go fuck yourself! I've been waiting for you. I'll shoot you an extra arsehole.
Do it! What do you want?
I don't know. There we go.
I'm all yours.
I'll shove some of your ass.
There we go.
No match for
Ow.
us, fucker. Show what you're made of. You're not getting out of this alive.
Ow. Okay, you're dead. Moving on.
What do you want?
Show your stuff.
Okay, you're dead. Good. Excellent. We're working on it.
Show what you're made of.
Another one down. Okay. Ooh.
I'm all yours.
Okay. I have boo-boos. I need band-aids. Ow. Wow, alright. That was, oh my god, Nuremberg Pass. That's quite nice. I'm gonna take that. Saxon Brigantine. That's worth a lot. 2,700. Jesus. 3 legs. Take some groschen. Ooh. Magic Quiris. Lamellar. Back to plate legs. Some groschen. Badge. Misery. Yeah, okay. Jesus. Bassinet. Brigandine. Greg. Monies. Legs. I wonder if I can actually take out the entire camp. I probably could. Magic plate arms. Not worth it. That's worth it. Put some of this junk back in back here. Okay. What about you? Hunting bow. Enhanced long range arrow. Those are nice. That's not with Britash. That's actually worth a lot. Groschen dice. All right. Let's head back, shall we? Grace says, I'm not gonna make that. I'm not gonna make a sexy noise, but I assume that's what that's supposed to be. Daddy Netanyahu, give me all those military contracts. I mean, yeah, that is assuredly a large part of it, without a doubt. Do I have any apples? I have apples, right? I can just eat apples. What? No, I don't. I don't have apples? Oh, I have dried apples. That helps my health. Oh, I missed horribly. Okay, that wasn't good. Wait, did you just not notice until it was too late? Okay, that was weird.
What?
I'm hitting your shield? Oh no, that's not great. Okay.
Pray for a quick death, you bastard! Attack! Come and help us! That food must have been spoiled. I feel sick to my stomach. Jesus Christ!
Okay, you're down. That's great. Okay. Take my bolt back. Sure. Holy Trinity. Ooh, very nice. I really hope Angry Henry must get out of aggression. Yep. But yeah, yes, Grace, you're right. It's the military-industrial complex, the military collusion between Israel and the United States that has Netanyahu crushing Trump's balls here, I think. That's, I think, an element of it. There's an element of it. But I do actually there has to be some level of compromise. You know, if only because it's so contrary in so many ways to so much of what Trump campaigned on, so much of what he has said, so much of what his supporters want. It is just the degree to which... How is he dead? Interesting. Okay. Anyway, the degree to which Trump is acting against his own interest here is fascinating. Oh, need recipes. And to me, I think that really the only some kind of compromise operation is, to me at least, seems to be the most likely explanation. Especially given what we know about Mossad, given that Israeli intelligence has a thing for compromise operations. Like, that's a really common tactic used by Mossad. We know this. This is well documented. So, I mean, the chances of that applying to Donald Trump are higher than 0. Oof. We're fine. Fine. There, we're good. That'll do it. Dueling longsword. I'll take it. Writing querus. Nice. Rig. Groschen. Shrinking die? Yeah.
Fuck you, whoreson! Alert! Alert!
I feel quite hungry!
There it goes
beat
again.
you to a bloody pulp, fucker!
That's a nice Waffenfrock, whatever that is.
Ha! No chance!
Bring it. Dude, this guy's pretty good. Ew.
Didn't see that coming, eh? Do it! Take that fucker out, damn it!
Show your stuff!
Oh, he died. Cool. I got him bleeding, I guess. Whew. The dueling longsword. Nuremberg bassinet. Akaton. A short Akaton. Saxon Brig. Oh, wait. Is that... Oh, that pattern is really just on the Saxon Brigandine? Wow, that's something. Okay. Yeah, Hungry Henry as it again. Okay, so Grace, I actually have to disagree with you there. Grace says Mossad is hated by every international intelligence agency. I don't tend to think so. I generally work on the assumption that that most intelligence agencies work together far more than they work against each other. Oh, shoot.
Intruder! Get over here!
Must have been shit.
You fucked up now, arsehole!
Come on. What?
We're going to gut you, you whoreson!
Yep. See, the trick which I'm really getting the hang of here is to keep them all behind each other. But yeah, I do tend to think that CIA, Mossad, MI6, they tend to work together more than they work opposed to each other. Because of course they do.
I've been waiting for you!
I know it is spoiled. I feel awful.
Show what you're made of! Oof! No, fuck!
Ooh, he dodged me. Wow.
I've been waiting for you.
Interesting. I would say a large reason for this, right? Why international
Taste my steel!
you're made of.
why international intelligence agencies tend to work together is because intelligence gathering is really difficult. And so these are consummate professionals. These are people who really, really know what they're doing. And that is a small pool around the world. And so you're going to have people who, when they need advice on something, they have a limited number of people they can consult with. And a lot of those people they can consult with are intelligence agents from other agencies across the world. He also tried to recruit non-recruitables from other foreign intelligence that apparently they fuck with international intelligence-based diplomats stationed in Israel. That might be true. I mean, I think that they see it as they see it in the following way, roughly, that given how dangerous their part of the world is, they don't see any alternative than to be extremely ruthless in the way they run things, in the way they operate. And that means undermining people, even undermining allies. They're going to do it, right? Because they see the world around them, their part of the world, as being excessively dangerous, which is true. I mean, that's there's nothing false about that. That's actually accurate. There is a seriously it's a seriously unstable region of the world and always has been. So yeah, it's not surprising that they find a need to exercise perhaps relatively extreme tactics. But that doesn't mean that it's going to make them friends. To the contrary, it's absolutely going to make them for more and more and more and more and more enemies across the world. And that is, especially given the fact that intelligence agencies, international intelligence agencies, have the need to work together in the way that I was kind of alluding to. The fact that they do, that Mossad does tend to make enemies, is extremely counterproductive in the medium to long term. Yeah, and that's actually another aspect that I've been hearing a lot about, that I know Daryl Cooper has talked about this a good bit. I think that he's right to say that that it is a part of diaspora Jewish culture oh no. No, they didn't make it out. Anyway, but yeah, I think that it's a large part of diaspora Jewish culture to assume malintent by neighbors. And I mean neighbors literally and figuratively, like the societies that they find themselves in. And this is in large part due to the trauma of the Holocaust, right? Where we find the assumption that that another Holocaust is basically at all times. Ooh, nice. Is basically at all times right around the corner. And if that's the case, then you can understand wanting to make sure that there are no credible enemies that can actually pose a real threat. it makes a kind of sense. Now, I think that particular fear is overblown, and that kind of reaction, the kind of reaction that we see from Israel, is counterproductive, and that it leads to more anti-Semitism, not less. But the point stands that you can see where they're coming from, But yeah, I think it is a sort of generational trauma response. Ooh, a saber? There we go. This is actually kind of tough. That's nice. That's very nice. Doubles plate legs. Damn. What is all this? Gray says now there are Jews that are indigenous to Arab majority nations. Like, for example, interestingly enough, Iran and Iraq, with ethnically referred to as Mizrahi Jews. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anti-Semitism is, especially historically, it has been a problem. Like, obviously. But at the same time, the reaction to it can make the problem worse rather than better. And in fact, often does. I don't know why I keep getting the mouse button prompt. Well, I mean, I know it's because I use the my mouse for lockpicking. But whatever. Ooh. Lave Volge? Volge? That's not a Gisarm or a bill? It looks like a bill. Does that count as a bill, or is a Volge different from a bill? And dice over yonder. A nice dice bag? I want it. I assume it's not actually a dice bag, but it would be if I found it in a Renaissance festival. It would be a dice bag. What's going on over here? Yeah, I have to say that the in general, the Israeli government is the state of Israel. That is to say, is a horrible organization, and it's actually it's fascinating. Something that a lot of people will talk about that has kind of entered the zeitgeist now. I'm glad to see is this idea that a lot of conservative Jews and Orthodox Jews are both anti-Zionist, partially because the state of Israel is a state. That's the whole point. The point is to have a Jewish state. But that the Jewish state... Stub? Interesting. The whole point of that, to have the Jewish state, is to have 1, a state, and 2, for it to be identifiably Jewish. Now, those two things put together is potentially dangerous because, as a lot of them will say, the fear is that the state of Israel will do things that states do, and people don't like the things that states do, because those things are evil, which they are, right? States are, by their very nature, nasty, evil things. They do bad things to innocent people. Lots and lots of bad things to lots and lots of innocent people. That's how states work. Ew. And so when the state of Israel goes and does nasty things, the kinds of things that states do, yeah, people are gonna be upset. And unfortunately, a lot of people who don't think very clearly, who think in collectivist ways, are going to just blame the Jews. I don't need those. Don't need that either. And that's really bad. Partially just because, you know, the Jews are not to blame. The Jews per se as a group. Partially because it's a group, and so therefore it does not have causal agency, or moral agency, or whichever, or both. But also specifically because it's not the particular state that claims Jewish identity is not representative of worldwide Jewry, so to speak, despite what they say, because they will often claim such things. They'll claim that they represent Jews across the world, that sort of thing, which is of course nonsense, but it's not obvious nonsense. It's the kind of nonsense that people will often believe, unfortunately. And that has those negative effects as to essentially spread anti-Semitism. That didn't do anything. All right. I need honey. Always need honey. Honey is Henry's favorite food. You know how much Henry loves food. All right. Well, I have officially wrecked Apatowitz. I'm gonna go to that scholar's spot, whatever that is. Gray said, an interesting fact about Israel relationship to specifically Iraqi Mizrahi Jews, which I learned from an interview with Professor Avi Schleim, I guess. Mossad sent operatives to Iraq to stoke anti-Semitism in Iraq. Schleim himself is an ethnically Iraqi Mizrahi Jew. Really? Like, is that documented? I mean, it aligns with what I was saying earlier with what I thought was a wacky schizo conspiracy theory. But if that's actually documented, that's fascinating. A cow. You just slaughtering people's animals, huh? Yeah. Well, yeah, that makes sense. It's a nice little pond. Who keeps seeing me? Oh, those guys. Uh-oh. Those soldiers?
Hey, you! You hear me?
How are you? And what do you need?
To have a little chat with you. Come here.
Sure, why not?
Now listen here. I have decided to sell an apple, and
Oh,
you
here we
have
go.
got
How much?
for you.
I'm not paying that.
God, so let's.
You're in for an ass kicking, you piece of shit.
How do you guys get such good equipment as bandits?
Useless.
I've been waiting for you.
By God's will, die!
Okay. Grace says, so yes, that's the thing about Israelis in that context. They do not take notes and eventually burn or suppress them like the Americans do. They keep archives. Yeah, they probably stole it. Yeah, no, you're right. They probably stole it. That's the obvious answer. And these dueling longswords, though, man. Everybody's got them. I feel like the dueling longswords thing, though, is something the game is doing just so that it can have the smallest chance in the world of posing a threat to the godlike monster that is Henry. The menace of Henry of Skalitz. Anyway, I've wiped out the entire town of Rapatowitz. Or not exactly the town, that's not fair. The town was already cleared out. I wiped out all of the soldiers in Rapatowitz. Anyway, yeah, I would say, I just generally would have to say that yeah, it's useless, I guess? Okay, I don't know, maybe. Hungarian heater shield. Looks nice. Cool. Alright, let's head to the camp, shall we?
Go!
It's not a great sign. Yeah, they have Hungarian flags flying.
Oi, you! Come here!
I'm covered in the blood of your allies.
Where do you think you're going?
Into the camp, of course.
Oh, aye. They can't wait to see you. Look here. No strangers are allowed in, so turn around and sod off back to the pile of dung you crawled out of.
Yeah. Now, the dueling longsword is just, like, it's like, statistically, it is the best non-unique sword in the game. Messenger, oh yeah. So, a messenger from Jan of Sukotleski. There we go.
I'm here on behalf of Sir Jan of Sukotleski. I'm to meet with Laszlo Farkas.
Can you prove it?
Lord Sukotleski gave me a document with his seal. That's proof enough.
All right, in you go. But no wandering about. Got that?
It's kind of the middle of the night, so... I discovered Sigismund's camp. Yay! All right. Now what? There's a lot to do in the middle of the night. There's also quite the large camp.
Greetings, my friend.
Would you help me out? I'm looking for someone.
That depends. Who are you looking for?
A bath.
Victoria, a girl from Miskovitz. They send her up here with goods from the smithy.
You'll have to ask the blacksmith. The smithy is opposite the entrance in the upper part of the camp. If you
Okay.
don't see it, you'll hear it at least. You can't miss the banging of the hammer.
Thanks a lot. I'll ask him.
Take
Okay.
care.
That'll work. Let's do this first. I'm covered in viscera. This guy seems friendly enough. I'm also going to ask him about the other thing. Also, first though, what was that? Cockerel. It's the one that increases energy, right? Do I have a regular cockerel? No. Do I have a weak cockerel? I have strong cockerel. There we go.
I'm going to see Farkash. Do you know where I might find him?
I have no idea. But Chaplain Bohumil or that foreign barber surgeon might know. Or Millada in the bathhouse. She knows everything. God be with you, good sir.
You have a bathhouse? Okay, so I need to... That's about Victoria. I'll need to do that. Lost Honor. Get the armor and the horse. Gringolet. Yajak's armor bears his crest. Black raven on a yellow field. Gringolet by the yellow comparison with a black raven. Find his former commander, Zavish of Garbau. Seems he has a tent at Sigismund's camp near the kitchen. Okay, black eagle, yellow field. 3 white stones, red field. Okay, there's the baths. Zavish Garbau is somewhere around here. Drying rack. Shrine. Shooting master. Desecrated spring. Interesting. Okay. There's the smithy. Yeah, let's go ask at the smithy, shall we? Yeah, no, that is a good point. It is the military camp of a king. I mean, to be fair,
Good to
also,
see
I mean, the
be with
king
you.
is not here.
How's the watch going?
Not bad. So far.
The king isn't exactly here. He's not here himself, but it is a substantial enough camp that it does make sense, I suppose. Okay, so somebody has a quest for me in here, yeah? Is it you? Alehouse? Wow. Even got an alehouse, that's something.
Hail Mary.
Good day. Good to see you, friend.
This guy, Thomas of Colleen. Oh wait, Thomas of Colleen. Where do I know that guy
Good
from?
day to you.
I heard you have some work for a blacksmith.
That I do. But you'd have to manage more than pounding iron with a hammer. How important
Okay.
is it for you when working to not get dirty?
That doesn't sound exactly honourable to me.
Yeah, it is handsomely paid. Let's cut to the chase then. I need you to bring me something. So that the owner of that thing does not notice you have...
I'm not going to
Well,
steal something
interested.
for no.
I think I'll rather stick with honest blacksmith.
I'm not going to
As
steal
you
something
wish.
for
Well, if you change your
Sigismund's
mind,
men.
you know
No,
where
thanks.
to find me.
It's a really bad
Farewell.
idea. Oh,
Any idea what that was?
sorry.
Give up!
What?
I surrender!
What happened?
You can't say you weren't warned. You'll pay up and show me.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
All right, I'll...
Now show me what you...
All right.
All right, then. In that case,
Sorry. Oh, here's the alehouse, I guess.
Greetings. What do you need?
Yeah, alehouse less of a shock than a bathhouse. I'm just surprised that it's so substantial. This is almost a town.
Does the name Victoria mean anything to you?
No. Should it?
She's a girl from Miskovitz. I heard she comes up here to sell things.
Ah, I know who you mean. Aye. There's a girl who shows up here every now and again. I'm no good with names, but Victoria sounds familiar.
Okay.
Who did she know best around here?
She got along with the merchants, but I'd say she fancied Black the most.
Who?
A soldier
Good
from the
question.
provisioning unit. I'd say her business dealings were more of an excuse to meet with him.
Where can I find this soldier Black?
He's lying in the infirmary.
Oh.
He's got gut ache, and you can hear him howling halfway across the camp.
Thanks. I'll go and look for him.
God
All right.
be with you, good sir.
All right, infirmary.
Stop your gaping and move along.
What? Okay. Private area. I didn't
That's
realize.
it. Go now.
Can't go there. Fair enough. Let's continue along then. Humans? Of course Sigismund has humans. Naturally. Where would that be? Oh, I'm back at the entrance. Alright, wrong turn. Darn it. Go back this way. Oh. That's interesting. That's the shield. That's not the one I'm looking for per se. Huh. A cesspit? Like animal guts. This is major artery type street in my city's downtown, Grace says. City wants to make it a one-way street, which is a bad idea. Oh, yeah, that happens. Man, urban planners just are...
I'm always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
Greetings.
Urban planners are sometimes the most arrogant people. They meddle. They love to. Because, I mean, frankly, it just... I don't know how to say this politely. It makes them seem useful. Makes them feel useful. If they have... Whoops. If they have something to do, if they have something to basically have some sway over...
What is it you need?
What? What? Why am I being told to leave?
You better go before people start to think you're trying to steal something.
No, I want to talk to you, actually. I am.
God bless
but
you, sir.
I won't talk to you about it.
Excuse me, sir. My name is Henry, and
Forget the pleasantries. Czego chcesz?
I've come about Sir Jerzek of Holoclawy.
Ależ, no w takim razie to zacznij gorzz, prawda?
What?
Such a distinguished visit. What do you want from me?
I heard about what happened between you and Jerzek. I understand that you're in the right. But couldn't you return his armor and horse? Without them, it's as if he's not a knight at all.
So poor valiant Jerzek's not doing well, and
Yeah, pretty
I should show I have a good heart. That would soon have everyone around walking all over me. I'd rather let the armor rust than give it back to Jerzek. Did he even tell you how he lost it?
Yeah, sort of.
He told me you argued, and he challenged you to a duel.
And did he tell you why?
Because you torched a village full of innocent people.
Innocent people? Nie prycz tego skurwysyna. They tried to cheat us. They gave us sacks full of sand instead of flour.
I mean, you were
They
robbing them?
knew
So,
exactly what could happen to them.
I mean, you were robbing them. Or extorting them, I guess is the term. You were taxing them. So look, they're just committing tax evasion, which is an unqualified virtue. Everyone knows this. Good on them. And you, of course, burn them to the ground. Welcome back, Imsip. A 50-minute phone call. Good lord. I'm sorry. Sorry to hear about that. Sorry for your loss of 50 minutes. I did not answer your question right yet about Pope Leo, but Pope Leo and comparing him to John Paul II and doing for America what John Paul did for Poland. What exactly do you mean by that? In terms of a sort of a Catholic revival, or in political terms? Excuse me, political terms, place within the church. What do you mean exactly? Oh my gosh, sorry.
Look, I understand that you're mad at Jerzek, but he needs help. It's just not right for a lord to become a thief.
So that is what his lordship from Holoclawy is doing now.
What else is left when you've taken everything from him? You're the only one who can do anything about it.
Yes, maybe I can send my men to drag him here in chains and lash him with a whip.
I'm gonna challenge him to a duel. I'm just gonna buy his stuff back. Why not? Let's just try that. I have enough money. Sim says Poland went from an atheistic communist state to one that has declared today that Christ is the king of Poland, a nation that condemns Marxism, communism, and Nazism, and says that there's no way no other way but Jesus Christ. Maybe. I'm a little hesitant to say so because, well, first of all, it's a little bit early in his pontificate to say so, and I will remind you that revolution took place over quite some time in Poland, over the long course of John Paul II's very long papacy, especially by modern standards. But the other thing is that I'm not entirely sure that Pope Leo has the same charisma that John Paul II had. So I don't know quite the degree to which he'll be able to have that sort of impact. But maybe. Certainly, certainly it'll have some positive impact, I think, on the U.S. Certainly, right? I think it's almost impossible that it won't have at least some positive impact. I mean, whether it's simply through God's intervention that the homeland of the Pope is to be made a bit more holy than it has been in the past, and boy howdy has it not been holy for some time, at least. But also, I think that having the Pope be from America, having this as a kind of positive influence on American culture, I don't think that can hurt. I'll say as well that I am a little bit more skeptical than I would be about Poland, because Poland has deep historic Catholic roots, whereas the U.S. does not. The U.S. has deep historic anti-Catholic roots. And so it would be a more radical turnaround, I think. But maybe. Again, I think that it can only help matters. The big question is how much. And I'm skeptical that it will be as great a turnaround as we've seen with Poland. I mean, they say there are many are converting in droves to the church, maybe. I mean, that's partially just a cultural shift towards traditional conservative among young people, but Rome had deep historic anti-Catholic roots, yet here we are. That, okay, fair point, I'll give you that, but I don't know. Yeah, I think I mean, in that case, maybe that's a different comparison than the comparison to Poland. Poland, it was a return to what it once was. Here, it would be a radical shift from what we always have been. Because again, notice that, and also, let's be careful here as well, because remember who Pope Leo XIV named himself after. He named himself, he gave himself that name. He took on the name of Pope Leo XIV primarily to honor Leo XIII, who is the one who condemned the heresy of Americanism, which is essentially the root of that anti-Catholicism in American culture, which is, I think, most fundamentally about treating Catholicism in a Protestant manner, treating it as a religion, as an option, an optional cultural extra, in a fundamentally secular manner, which is really, I would say, at the root of the sort of post-Protestant American civic religion. So yeah, I'm a little bit skeptical about the at least in terms of speaking in purely naturalistic terms, the capacity for Leo to fully convert the U.S. or make grand strides in converting the U.S. as a culture, but there's nothing beyond the powers of God. So perhaps Leo XIV will be his instrument, God willing. Hamsim says we mustn't lose faith in God that parted the Red Sea and rose from the dead. No mortal machination. Okay, you're saying what I just said, right? So you're being a little more flowery about it, I guess. I was being a little more sentimental about it. No mortal machination can defy his power if it be his will. Time to break out the rosaries for the conversion of the United States. Amen. That's absolutely. Let's see.
How about we stop arguing about it? I'll just buy the armor and horse from you. Name the price.
You still do not understand. I do not care how many groschen you and Jezek put together. Everyone in this fucking camp needs to know that I am in charge for once.
Oh.
And I will not take any shit from anyone.
God, this guy's pathetic. Oh, well, in part, okay, so Grace asked, it's weird for an American pope to take a name from a previous pope who was against the culture of Americanism. Not the culture of Americanism, the heresy of Americanism, which is distinct. It makes, and yes, how it makes sense. Well, it's because he's very familiar with it, right? As an American, I'm very familiar with the faults in American culture and historical American culture. I've written about the faults and flaws, and especially the anti-Catholic character of American civic religion, particularly, like I said, the post-Protestant, secular, pseudo-pagan American civic religion. It is, I will say, it is American Catholics who are most capable of recognizing the cultural and religious faults within American culture and society. Another great example of another scholar who's done a great job on this is William Cavanaugh. I'm a big fan of. I've written on him somewhat as well. He wrote The Myth of Religious Violence, which is, I think, also a book which is coming to be even once again relevant, especially with a lot of the language of of holy war coming up, having to do with the Israel-Palestine conflict on all sides. Okay, here's a thought on the matter. So he wrote this book called The Myth of Religious Violence, where he argues that this idea that religion is at the root of violent conflict, uniquely so, is anachronistic and ultimately incoherent, because religion, first of all, isn't a clear enough concept or clear enough category to have that kind of causal power, and then also it is used as a justification for suppressing, or sorry, I should say, for condemning certain acts of violence while excusing others. Right? We, as a Western post-religious secular society, tend to approve of magical secular violence and condemn superstitious religious violence, right? And we just label them however we like. And so we can say that he focuses on the post 9/11 George W. Bush wars. That we, the secular state of the United States, we are pursuing violence against these Muslim extremists who are doing violence in the name of their barbaric religion. Right? We are doing violence, much more violence, I should say, in the name of the secular state, and of rationality and of democracy and blah blah blah. But why I point this out is that this actually ties in quite well with this idea of looking at Israel as a Jewish state and looking at its violence. At certain people, I should say, looking at its violence and its methods as uniquely Jewish, and then blaming the Jews as a people or as a religion or whatever for the kind of things that Israel does, which is incoherent. For a couple of reasons. First of all, because the Jews as a group is a secondary identity. It's a secondary substance. It's a relation. It's not a thing. It doesn't have its own causal power, so you can't blame it. But then further, because Israel does what states do, and it does it brutally, like states are prone to do. It's because it's a state, and states do violence in very nasty, horrifying, and disgusting ways. Especially sort of secular modern nation states do violence in horrific and disgusting ways. I mean, say what you will about the Islamic extremists. Say what you will about Islamic extremists. They have a point about the Israel and the U.S. are little Satan, great Satan. There is something there. Because our government is, if anything, worse than the government of Israel in a lot of ways, in a lot of the same ways. Now, I will say, so, Grace, to your point about Canada, I do think that Americanism does also find its place in places other than American culture. It also pervades. And when Pope Leo the 13th was talking about it, he was talking about he was talking about it in terms of Americanism because it's so fundamental to our cultural identity, not because it's unique to our cultural identity. It really is a trait, or it's a quality, or an aspect that's common to all sort of post-Christian secular cultures. So most of Western Europe, all of the Anglosphere, where the primary aspect of the heresy is to treat religion, that is to say, true religion, that is to say, treat Catholicism as a denomination, in a sense, right? To treat religion as an option or a choice or one thing that you do among other things that you do, rather than as something more fundamental about one's being and one's life. But an overall structuring, a kind of arche, if you take the Greek term. Himson asked, will any pope ever take the name Peter II? Honestly, probably not. If they haven't yet, I don't think they will, frankly. All right, let's just confront him. I'm not going to try and duel him. I don't know how he'll take that. I'll just embarrass him worse and then make everyone mad. So no, I'll just sass him.
You know what? I've had enough of this. I should have known right away. There's no reasoning with a murderer like you. It's people like you with no conscience who make war so ugly. If Jezek had beaten you, then...
Jezek lost! And he still understood nothing. You know what?
Yeah, I did it.
I'll give you Jezek's armor and his old nag, but we will duel. Nice and chivalrously, like knights should. I will bet the horse and armor, and you will match the price in groschen. It will give us both something to strive for.
What kind of duel?
We will compete in 3 rounds. Pole arms first, then short swords and shields, and finally with long swords. Each man shall take his own weapons and armor. All you have to do to win is beat the other man twice, and the winner takes it all.
I'd better think up.
You, no matter.
All right. Well, I need to.
What is it you need?
I'm leaving. Shut up. I need to make myself a nice short sword. Is what I need to do in that case. So I'll get back to that. That's what I will do. Oh, hey, it's this. Mansa Musa. Wait, why is he at the hospital? It's odd. I'll talk to him in a minute.
I can't stand any more of this.
Okay.
Are you the one they call Black?
I... I'm more like green just now.
But I need to talk to you.
And I need something for the pain. Can't you see I'm barely breathing here? Kurova, I feel like I'll burst.
Tell me exactly what's wrong with you.
My belly hurts. It's killing me. It's as if I'll burst at any moment or give birth to a calf. It's from the fucking pig swill they give us to eat here.
Maybe. Do you remember what the last thing you ate was?
What do you think? Some cold, watery slop from the kitchen. Like always.
Try and think about it again. I need to know details. Maybe someone wanted to poison you. But then again, maybe you did it yourself. Did you try and spice up that slop from the kitchen by adding something to it?
Jesus Christ, you're right. One fella brought some mushrooms from the forest. They looked fine.
Oh,
so we
no.
cut them up and added them to it. Do you think they were poisonous? They looked harmless. And when we put them in the food, it was fit to eat.
Okay, that's simple enough. And Sim says, I saw a video that explained that Latin, Greek, and Hebrew have special liturgical powers, since those languages were sanctified at the crucifixion when they were nailed above the head of our Lord. Okay, I could buy that. Grace says Judaism is an ethno-religion. That is just combining categories that don't fit together. Right? This is always the problem with accusations of anti-Semitism or any discourse surrounding, quote, the Jews, right? It is never clear what is meant by Jew or Jews. Are we talking purely ethnically? In which case, what are you even talking about? There are several very distinct ethnicities that all take the label of Jewish. If you're talking about the religion, well, what about secular Jews? There are probably more secular Jews than there are actual religious Jews. What about Jews, ethnic Jews, people who claim Jewish ethnicity or heritage, who practice a different religion entirely? What is it? Is it just a culture? Well, clearly not. There are tons of different cultures within Judaism. Right? It is this confused category that does not actually set anything aside. And so when you say something like, well, when you say act when you're an anti-Semite, let's just leave it at that. When you express anti-Semitic prejudices, well, what are you prejudiced against? You are making up this category. Or when you say like, the Jews have some control over the world, or they're overrepresented in something. Well, okay, fine, but that doesn't. What do you mean by Jew? Again, it's never clear. If you mean the religion, then okay, maybe we can talk about that because that might actually be clear. You can talk about who actually practices Judaism, but then a lot of secular Jews just don't count. And certainly, a lot of the people that the anti-Semites hate don't count. And now, if you go the other way, if you just talk about ethnicity, then in what sense is it Judaism, and in which sense is it even unified? Because there are, as we've been talking about, even there are fundamentally different ethnicities within the overarching label of Jewish that have basically no relation to each other. And then also, even worse, if you're just talking about Semites, the Semitic peoples, then Palestinians are Jews. Palestinian Muslims are Jews because they're Semitic. There you go. Like, is that really what we're going for? Because I don't think so, and I don't think that counts. They don't want that to count. So there's this problem where any definition, in other words, you can't give necessary and sufficient conditions for what counts as a Jew, because it is a confused category. It doesn't work. It's not a helpful category the way that it's often used. It's used to mystify more than anything else. Yeah, okay, so it was an ethno-religion. Pre-Messianic Judaism was a kind of ethno-religion particular to the literal descendants of Abraham. Yeah. It was the 12 tribes of Israel. That's what it referred to. The tribes who, as tribes, had a covenant with God. And you couldn't just leave it. And you couldn't just join it. But that's not actually the case anymore. I mean, simply not. Especially just because of intermarriage, because of cultural changes, because of religious changes, because of conquest, yada yada yada, all this stuff. You can't just keep it that simple anymore. And part of the reason you can't keep it that simple is because the old covenant has been superseded by the new. So why would you want to keep all that straight? You don't need to. It's irrelevant to anything that matters. Okay, so talking about David, so David was a heavenly king to the Jewish people. Yeah, more or less. It depends what you mean by heavenly. So by heavenly divine right, if Jesus had the bloodline of Mary, who to most knowledge was married to Joseph, a carpenter, means they're not of high birth in that society at that time, which would have been unlikely for Mary to have been born of David, to be a daughter, which would, in that point her bearing Jesus is be incestuous. Well, no, the House of David was, at that time, was not exactly the royal line. Partially because the Jews had lost their kingdom. There was no royal line anymore. And it had also been, 800 years? Over which point, let me put it this way: there's a reasonable chance that most people marry someone with a common ancestor within the last 1,000 years. Most people. Now, that's not everybody. Sure, maybe not. There are particularly exogamous couples, but for the most part, particularly in a pre-modern society, most people married someone who had a common ancestor within the last 10 generations or less. Probably less. And this is why incest laws are very specific. Your common ancestor has to be beyond, I think it's 3 generations. I think it's 3. Well, at this time at least, per canon law, I think it has to be more than 3 generations. But that's not that much. That's you could share a great great grandparent. But yeah, no, that's yeah, I wouldn't call it incestuous at that point, certainly, and not genetically either. Well, especially not genetically because it doesn't matter genetically. She knew not man, as they say, as she said. Yes, Imsip, that is basically true. Pakistan has a serious problem with very close incest between like first cousins. It's very common. That's also common among Pakistani communities and other nations as well. And in Britain has a big problem with it. It's in France and Germany as well, but Britain has probably the largest and the most incestuously problematic Pakistani community, and that's especially a problem in Britain because it's a smaller population, and so they intermarry a lot with a small population. You're going to have those problems, unfortunately. Sweet home Pakistani.
It's obvious. You've eaten poisonous mushrooms. If you want relief, you need an antidote. The sooner the better.
But I can barely move. Oh, please.
Okay.
Bring it here to me.
I have something for you that should work. Drink it.
Just regular one's fine.
Thank you. Oh. I can feel it bubbling and gurgling inside me.
Well, are you better now?
Not yet.
No. To look at you, I'd say you're as fit as a fiddle. You're not as white as you were, Black.
I still feel like I got run over by a team of oxen, though. It'll be all right once I get a good meal in me. So, what did you want?
It's about Victoria, the girl from Miskovitz.
Christ almighty. That woman won't leave me alone. Now she sent someone to try and change my mind?
No.
Victoria didn't send me. I'm looking for her. She's gone missing.
What? What do you mean, missing?
But that's not all. I was at her house, and...
What? Tell me!
There was a pool of blood on the floor. I was shocked when I went into the hearth room.
She often said she didn't know what she'd do if I left. But I thought it was just the kind of thing girls say.
Well, what were you expecting? She's already in a tough situation, and you just made it worse. Get off your ass and do something.
I can't just prance right out of the camp. Unlike you. Not far from here to the east, there's a spot we used to meet. A small clearing in the forest, where there's a pair of big birches. She might be there.
Good. I'll look there. But I'm doing it for her, not for you. Got it?
I know. But bring her a message from me. Tell her she's a stupid cow. I didn't force her to do anything, and now she's crying over spilt milk.
Try and think it over a bit. It might not just be Victoria's life at stake here. Could you live with yourself, knowing you could have done something, but just couldn't be bothered to help her?
Could have. He's right. I got her into this horrible mess. So...
Wow, that was horrible.
So tell her I'll take care of her. And if she wants, she can stay here. I'm sure they'll find work for a woman here. At least we'll be together.
Now that sounds like a man talking. I'm going to see her now. I hope it's not too late.
I think I need to stay lying down.
Find Victoria with an exclamation point. That actually does sound quite urgent. That might be one of these timed ones. All right, let's talk to Mansa Musa.
Christ almighty. Are you alright, sir?
Here we go again.
It's just that you look...
Muscular, wise, wealthy.
No, that's not what I meant.
I know what you meant. I have had this conversation at least 100 times. Have you never heard of Prester John or the Christian Kingdom of Axum?
Yes. Our parish priest talked about that.
Tell me then, how the people in those stories are described. Not exactly like you. Am I right?
But I thought that was just...
So you see, it is not. Musa of Mali is my name. Scholar, explorer, and physician. I run the camp infirmary.
my name is
Did not
Henry.
realize that Mansa
Welcome
was
then,
a
Henry. Do you need
a
anything?
physician.
Do you know where prisoners are held in the camp?
Do you even know what you are asking about? Be glad none of the king's men can hear us.
That's why I'm asking you. I'm just curious, that's all.
Well, all
Just
right.
curious.
Try looking above the smithy. But do not go anywhere you should not. And if they catch you, you never spoke to me.
Of course. Thank you.
Okay, find the captured knight, Peter of Sukatlaski. Okay, cool. I can do that.
You said you're an explorer.
I did indeed. From Timbuktu, I went to Holy Mecca. From the Emirate of Granada to Venice. And from there to the court of Sultan Bayezid of the Osmans. Until I ended up at the court of King Sigismund.
And how do you like Bohemia?
Do you want to hear the truth? Or should I praise it to high heaven?
The truth. You don't need to spare my feelings.
Oh boy.
All I can say is that this muddy hill is about the only thing I have seen of your country. And that has not made much of an impression on me. But there is still time. Perhaps I
That's
will
true.
have the good fortune to
Good
see
point.
more beautiful sights.
I mean, hey, that was actually perfectly reasonable and kind.
Where is this Mali? And what's it like?
Similar to your country, yet completely different. You mine silver, we gold. But in our country, it would never happen that we allow foreigners into our mines. Overall, it is safer in our country. Nobody will waylay you on your journey. And we treat women with greater respect and set great store by learning.
Well, it's not all that bad here, though, is it?
I admit that there are some things I envy you for. Like what you can do with stone.
Why did you leave your country of birth?
That is a very personal question. And we are not that well acquainted yet. Forgive me, but I would rather not talk about it. Not now, at least.
Okay, that's fine. All right, good talking to you. So I will say it's the story of Mansa Musa is actually kind of fascinating, for economic reasons more than anything else. Maybe not more than anything else, but among other reasons. Yeah, I'll come back to him. Yeah, let's get out of here. Because one of the things that he's most well known for is basically destabilizing the economy of Europe by bringing and ultimately just giving away tons and tons and tons. And I mean, at least by legend, literal tons of gold.
Priests wallow in gold, while their falsehoods and indulgences condemn all.
Basically, he caused massive price inflation by devaluing gold, by bringing a great deal of it, giving it away and spending it and all that. Now, what interests me the most is perhaps the parallels to our own society, because we now devalue our currency as a matter of course. We money printer go burr and all that. And I did the math at some point, around when this game actually came out, and Mansa Musa was in the news, or in the zeitgeist, I suppose. Where I actually did the math, and I found out that that the U.S. prints as much money as Mansa Musa possessed. Like his total amount of wealth. Oh no. The U.S. prints Monsamusa's total amount of wealth. It completely destabilized the economy of Europe in, I think it was like 6 weeks every year. The value in gold, in like current value gold. We print that many dollars every few weeks.
Oh my god. She poisoned herself. What a pity. Poor girl.
There's nothing I can do. Too late. Reasonably, I don't think we could have been. I don't think we could have been sooner or on time. Or in time, I should say. There's a pity still. Actually, wait. Let me go to a. There's no more urgency. I'm gonna go to blacksmith or smithy. Gutenberg or Sixtol? Sixtol is much closer. Let's go Sixtol. Yeah, that actually is Traveling Merchant. Nah, let's keep on moving. It's kind of fascinating to me the degree to which we essentially ruin our economy on a regular basis, almost constantly. And this is I mean, especially relevant. I mean, relevant to our present moment, I should say. In part just because I will mention, if you don't know, it was Ron Paul's 90th birthday quite recently. So and he is still. Where's my? Oh, crafting. There it is. Swords. Ottoman saber. Broadsword. And maybe I should use a saber, huh? Nah. Sheska. Basilard. Basilard is I cannot believe that the Basilard is like the best sword I can make. Better than a noble sword. Right? Oh no, noble sword is probably the best, isn't it? Yeah, noble sword. Okay, so deerskin, decorated sworn popple, horn sword guard, Toledo steel iron. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, this is not my room. I'm further upstairs. Here we go. All right, let's see. We need deerskin, horn sword guard, iron. No, not pear pommel. Darn it. Toledo steel. I need a decorated sword guard. Shoot. Decorated sword pommel. Sorry. Wait, shoot. I need to find a decorated sword pommel. Somehow. I wonder if the blacksmith will have one here. I kind of doubt it. Oh, and it's raining. Of course it's raining. It's got to be raining. Blacksmith's out here. The courtyard. The Bailey. Outer Bailey.
Heavens, that name.
Okay, never mind. He has nothing. Guess I gotta go to Kudenberg. Unless... Do I have some on my horse? Oh, I have a lot of stuff, though. I need to get rid of a lot of this. Okay, hold on. Let me go put some of this over in the chest. Stuff that I don't need. Oops! Whoa. Not what I meant. Not what I meant. It's okay, pals. Not mean to do that. Alright, let's head back up there. Alright, I gotta find what my best shield is, also. Oops. Horn sword guard. Order of the Cross, huh? Probably the best. 263, that's actually pretty darn good. Von Berghoff. Now let's go Order of the Cross. Let's go to Gutenberg.
Hail Mary.
Amen. All the way to Gutenberg. Let's go. No encounters. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised. Quite something. Ah, honey.
Easy, good horse.
Oh, that's an armor smith. I need a weaponsmith, not an armor smith. Have I played Kingdom Come Deliverance 1? Yes. I think, at least. I could be wrong, but I think I even have the playlist where I played it on stream linked in the description. If I don't, I should. If I don't, I'll fix it. After I'm done streaming tonight. But yeah, I still got another 45 minutes or so. But yeah, it was phenomenal. I actually don't know. I have trouble saying which is a better game.
Praise God.
I probably think that overall, there we go. One of those.
Thank you, sir.
That'll work.
And come again.
Can I use your smithy, if you don't mind, please? Thank you. Cool. Yeah. First of all, let's do this.
I need to sharpen this.
It's hard to say. I will say that I think that overall, what am I missing? Decorated sword pommel. I just bought one, didn't I? Decorated sword pommel. Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean I don't have a decorated sword pommel? I just bought one.
I was glad to be of help to you, sir.
I'll buy another one. There it is. Okay, great. I don't know why that didn't work last time. Anyway, Dominic just finished Kingdom Come Deliverance II, rushed through it, still did a bunch of side quests. The game feels too easy compared to the first one. That might be true. I think you might be right. Combat is probably easier, but I feel like it also should be. Partially, okay, so Henry is a better combatant, right? He's a better fighter at this point. Yes, fine. He had the terrible fall that, you know, limited his capabilities or what have you. But Henry is realistically starting off as an incredibly skilled fighter, incredibly skilled swordsman. So it actually does make sense that the combat in Kingdom Come Deliverance II is somewhat easier. That said, the fact that it is mechanically easier is a little wonky. I don't know if I like that. I will say that I like that there are two very different regions in this game. That they are very distinct. That said, I think I can say now that neither region is actually better than the region in the first game, than the map of the first game. I do think that the map in the first game is better designed than either particular region here. But if you take the two together in this game, I do think that they do overmatch it, just because they have a good deal of variety. You had to chase Runt in Kingdom Come 1. Shot him with a bow. Jeez. That's okay. That's actually impressive that you were able to do that. Like, chasing someone down and shooting them with a bow in either of these games is actually quite difficult. Oh, wait, no, shoot. Okay. Wrong thing. I did not mean to go back to the forge. I don't need to do that. Okay. I hit the wrong button.
Oh, Herrgott. I better not bust this up.
Got a nice ring.
Ah, hell. This one's fucked.
Can I just reuse the materials? Yes, I still have the materials I need. Alright, let's just try it again. Let's just try it again. Let me focus. Sorry. That was embarrassing. With maxed out smithing, I should not fail. What is going on here? I really did that poorly. I'm not overheating it, am I? I'm always worried about that.
This is useless. It's cold.
Okay. Okay, fine. Say so. Look cold. I wouldn't want to touch it, but okay. There we go. That's better.
Sakra. I'm doing something wrong. That's just great. This one's spoiled.
Again? What am I missing? What did I fuck up? I need deer skin. Do you have any to sell?
You've no business
What's that
here.
noise?
Oops. Am I in a private area?
That's
Don't
it.
worry what that
Go
was,
now.
But it's just you.
Okay, anyway. Sorry for being annoying. Do you have any deer skin? Oh, come on, man. No.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Okay.
My, what a beautiful color.
Why am I screwing this up so bad? Okay, so... Man, I'm just not having it this time, I guess.
You're pouring it over the fence.
Because I assume that he's that Mr. What's his name is not going to let me use a longsword and shield. As much as I would love to, I'm not going to be able to do that. Deerskin. I'll get a couple of them, just in case, you know? Bring my other one of those. I'll bring another couple of irons. And a couple more Toledo steels. I don't have any more decorative sword pommels, but I can buy one if I need one. Hopefully I don't need more. Hopefully I'm fine. This is it. This is the...
Careful.
Sorry, bud. Is there a closer smithy? Yeah, that one. That's closer. Really? What? I just ran up behind you. What's wrong? Wow, I'll try that armor smith down the street. How about that? You got a smithy, right? I know it's getting late, but...
Fine day for some fine wares. Come and take your pick.
Good day to you. Good thing you're here.
There we go. Okay, noble sword. Let's give this a try. Once again, shall we? Try this now.
Greetings to you.
Heat it back up. Okay.
Pissing down rain again.
I better fuck it all up.
Really? Come on, man. All right, let's heat it back up. It's getting cold by the look of things. Kind of hard to tell in the bright sunlight. But...
Herrgott. I better not bust this up.
What am I doing wrong?
And that's that.
Okay, there we go. All right. Jeez. All right. Anyway, so I should talk about, and I haven't quite tonight, I've got a couple of videos that have come out recently that are, that I haven't talked about too much yet. Quality 2? Ugh, that's horrible. Try again. I'm gonna try again. I can't try again. I need another freaking decorated sword pommel. Apprentice. Do you have a sword pommel? I need to buy a sword pommel. Do you have one? You're an armor smith. Of course you're not gonna have a sword pommel. Whatever, fine. Whatever, man. Fine, it's good enough.
Did I imagine it?
All done.
Last little polish, huh? Let's touch this one up.
I need to sharpen this.
Okay, there we go. I know, you want me to leave. I'm leaving. Look at that. I'm out of here. Chill!
Fine Dave with
Please
some
chill.
fine wares. Come and take...
Alright, let's put that one here. That there. There we go.
Are you whistling just for fun?
No, I'm calling my
We're
horse.
closing. Last chance.
I'm fine on energy. Be fine on food once I get there. I should find a shrine to pray at. Away somewhere. There's one in Kuttenberg, right? Yeah, right here. That'll work.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Anyway, so yeah, my most recent video was a Star Wars one on a fascinating little arc from a great book series of oddly young reader novels. That is the Young Jedi Knights series, which is actually really good. It has its quirks, and I have issues with it here and there. But there are issues that it honestly kind of shares with a lot of what's his name? Kevin J. Anderson's books. He's a good author. He does good character stuff.
The Father Almighty.
However,
Creator of
he
heaven and
also
earth,
has
and in
issues
Jesus
writing
Christ,
battles and things
his
like
only
that.
Son, our Lord,
So,
who was conceived by the Holy Spirit and born of
but
the
this part is
Virgin
actually
Mary.
really interesting because this is the
suffered under
what's
Pontius
called the
Pilate,
Diversity Alliance
was
arc, where the
crucified,
Diversity Alliance is
died,
this
and was
terrorist
buried.
group that I was
He
talking about in the
descended
video.
into hell.
And I find it fascinating that
On the
this
third
is
day,
a
he
group
rose
that
again.
pops up
He ascended into heaven.
during the
seated
New
at the
Republic,
right hand
under the
of
reign of
God
the New
the
Republic,
Father
well into
Almighty.
the reign of the New Republic, which is a highly tolerant
He will come
society.
again to judge
And this
the
is basically
living
an
and the dead.
anti-human,
I believe in the Holy Spirit,
like
the Holy Catholic
BLM
Church,
type organization.
the communion
And
of
if this were, I
saints,
will say, if this
the
were written in
forgiveness of
current
sins,
year,
the
I
resurrection of
would
the
I would
body,
absolutely
and
say
life
this is
everlasting.
real
Amen.
world politics invading my Star Wars or whatever. But this was written in like 1998 or something like that. So it's not really like a large part of it's not really significantly political in that sense. I mean, it's political in the sense that it says something about society in general and about Star Wars in particular, not about us in particular. Now, we can take the lessons from Star Wars and apply them. Figure. Brawny, heavily armed, obviously waiting for something. Let's see. I would call it prophetic of later political thought. Not exactly. Not exactly.
What's that?
Oh, hey, a bandit.
I'll show you. Ha!
Oh, hey, I've got a different sword. Okay, that's fine. I didn't expect to have this thing, but fine. Whatever. This is not a good stabby sword. This guy's pretty good. Was cool. Oh, you're bleeding.
Corva! I'm wounded.
Oh, good. God, die already. Okay, that was... Wow, alright, that was tough. I'm not sure I like this sword. Alright. I might need the deer skin, I guess, later. Ooh. Yeah, he's not actually that heavily armed compared to some other bandits I've happened across, obviously. But man, ow. He was getting me pretty good. He's getting me pretty good. Wait, I was able to just ride through a Padawitz? Oh, I guess never mind. They haven't restocked the garrison. Anyway, but I wouldn't say it was necessarily prophetic to modern politics so much as it's what would I say, that it's applicable to modern politics because it is it represents a kind of perennial issue, a kind of almost universal problem of tolerant societies. I titled the video "The Ouroboros of Tolerance," right? This, which is not exactly Popper's paradox of tolerance, right? Popper's paradox of tolerance is that, wow, we must be intolerant to the intolerant, or in order to maintain a tolerant society. Well, that's not exactly what I'm talking about. Rather, in a tolerant society, you will now almost necessarily develop an intolerant backlash of those who will essentially take advantage of a tolerant society.
A little longer.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Oh, shut up, doggy. What do I have? I'm just gonna say. Let's then wait till morning, I guess. Then have breakfast. Okay. Because a tolerant society will sort of give rise to what you would call anti-racism. We, in our society today, call anti-racism, which is essentially those who have been historically oppressed
Who are you barking at?
turning around and doing some oppressing of their own against those who have oppressed them in the past. So I think that is an interesting tendency that we in fact see in the real world, and that is
What is it you need?
that is
God
represented, I
bless you,
think, well in Star Wars.
About that challenge to a duel. I've decided to accept.
Shut up.
Excellent. Get yourself the necessary armor and equipment. When you are ready, bring me the coin, and we will start.
Let's do it. Let's do it. 300. Oh, okay.
All right, I'm ready. We can fight.
It is a little late now, do you not think? Come back in the morning.
I'm here in the morning. It's 5 a.m. Whatever. Should I cheat? Yeah, sure, why not? I'm just like stacking up these buffs. Let's heckin' do it. I'm not gonna cheat. I'm not gonna poison my weapon, which is what I was thinking of.
It is a little.
Are you serious? I'm gonna lose my buffs. No, I guess I'm not. Okay. But now.
All right.
Top Spaniard, but you have to put down.
Here you go.
Just how I like it.
Henry of Hoholavi. I'm representing what's-his-face.
I will fight on behalf of Sir Jezek. So let him call me Henry of Holohlavi.
As you wish, lowborn lord of Holohlavi. Come on. I cannot wait.
That was kind of rude, but all right.
Hail, gentlemen, brave knights, loyal comrades. Today, we will witness a duel between Sir Zavish of Garboth, called the Black, and Henry of Holohlavi. Henry, a commoner, will fight today in the name of Sir Jezek of Holohlavi. The noble lord of Garboth has decided to
I didn't realize
accept
this
the
had
challenge because of this
studs
very
along it.
fact.
That's pretty
With
cool.
3 duels, they
It's
will
gotta be
settle
heavy.
once and for all the disputes between the Lord of Garboth and the Lord of Holohlavi. I ask both combatants to take their positions and take up arms.
Am I not in position? Oh, okay, there we go.
All arms begin.
Useless!
Ooh, that was a good hit. Ooh, bad block.
Christ! I'm hit!
Yep, you're right.
Wanker!
Ooh.
Yeah. Wanker!
Woo!
Come to an end, and the winner is
Wow, that was tight one.
Henry of Holoflavi.
Oh, I didn't have. I didn't even have my visor
I can't believe
on.
it myself. He's beaten the Lord of Garboth.
I didn't even put my visor down. I probably should have.
Catch their
Whoops.
breath and have a bath made tend to their wounds before the next round.
Okay.
Hey, sir! Hey! Don't you need some?
Could you treat me, please?
Don't worry. We'll.
Okay, great, perfect. I'm ready when you are. Just waiting for him to come back. Come on. What do I just have to wait? What's going on here? I think I'm in position, right? Oh, he's still limping off, isn't he? Where's the announcer? What's going on here?
Greetings, my friend.
I'm ready. Can we go? Hello, Neptune. Okay, he's coming back. That's good. All right. So the other recent video that I had that came out last week was on Nazis and Hitler. Wait, he has an axe?
The duel with one-handed weapons can
For
begin.
glory!
Oop, ouchies. So the other, like I said, wow, that was great.
And the winner is
The thesis of that video, of course, is that is this idea that we have.
God must have guided his hand. Both combatants may now tend to their wounds and rearm themselves.
Wait, I won
for
2 out of 3. Why are we
the
even bothering?
final duel.
Why are we even bothering? Whatever. Hi, Dottie. May I please cure my boo-boos? No, I guess not. Okay. Move that way then. Ready when you are. Anyway, so yeah, the other video is the thesis of which is that, which others have said before, is essentially that Hitler has symbolically replaced Satan in our sort of cultural zeitgeist. That Hitler is the worst thing imaginable, which is wrong, right? Satan is worse than Hitler, controversially.
The noblest fight begins. The longsword duel.
It's got battle longsword, huh? Interesting. Like I said, I think that this thesis is uncontroversial, but kind of obviously true.
The longsword duel is at its end, and the
got him good.
undisputed winner is Henry
It's
of
3 for 3.
Holovlavy.
That's a lot of blood.
He's defeated his rival with an incredible performance. All 3 duels were well fought, and God was on the side of the one in the right.
Amen.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it. Not only has the brave Henry won glory, he's cleared the name of Lord Jezek of Holovlavy from disgrace, while he put the Lord of Garabov to shame with his performance. The dispute between these 2 gentlemen is now at an end. Glory to the victor, honor to the vanquished.
Hear, hear. Honor to the vanquished.
Well, is that everything?
Is it not enough for you? I cannot believe it! I, the champion of tournaments all the way from Brittany to Venice, and I end up beaten by a yokel like you, with his finger up his nose.
You put up a good fight, I'll give you that.
He did, actually, that's
No,
true.
you don't have to kiss my
Especially in
arse.
the pole arms.
I know full well I botched it. You will find the horse stabled up by the gate, and you can take the armor from my chest.
Haven't you forgotten something?
The groschen are in the chest,
there we go.
too.
Farewell, Lord of Garbov.
Well, off you go, and
Be gracious in victory,
good luck.
Henry. It's the noble thing to do, despite not being noble, per se. Where am I going? To his chest, which is over yonder. Okay. That's quite the defensive fortification they've got for a camp like this. Well built. Well built. Another cumin, huh? There we go. He's got more cumins. Jezek's brig. Jezek's.
Well, that should be everything. Jezek's sure to be happy.
Alright, I need to get his horse. Which is where?
blessings to you.
Amen. So one of the things that I kind of noticed was in the comments of that video. I had a lot of edgy atheists, funny enough, saying things like, well, you know, you, what was one of them? It was, the difference between Hitler and the devil is...
Hey, you're not allowed here.
The difference between Hitler and the devil is that only one of them exists. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, shut up. You're missing the point. Because even supposing that is true, right?
Hey there, Pony. If only you knew how much trouble you caused me, friend. But I'm sure
Where is he?
Yezhek can't...
Where's Yezhek? Okay, well, let's go to... Let's finish this up tonight, and then we'll call it, I think. But yeah, so even the... Nah, I need to keep going. I have things to do. There we go.
Greetings.
Don't be shy. Quality goods here.
Go!
Okay. Let's head east, right? Mad Beekeeper? Should come back and check that out. That's interesting. Anyway, maybe I'll check that out at some point. Anyway, so yeah,
Quick!
when somebody says something like, well, the difference between Hitler and Satan is that one of them exists, and that's why we think that Satan is worse than Hitler. Or, sorry, Hitler is worse than Satan. And I think that, again, this almost comically misses the point. Because even assuming that we're true, right, even assuming that Satan does not exist, which, by the way, really dangerous error to fall into. Certainly. Because then you will get trapped in thinking like Hitler's the worst that humanity can get, which don't go there. Do not go there, because I guarantee you we can do worse. But beyond that, wait, why do I have 2 quest markers here? This is odd. Oh, I need to take both. Okay, both. Okay, that's fine.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Good day.
Okay, I got it.
All right, boy, we're here. I'm sure your master is waiting for you.
Good, horsey.
One more time then.
But yeah, so it's even if it is true, right? That is kind of the point, right? That Satan, even if he does not exist, the symbol, right? Even if Satan is only a symbol, then that is an important symbol. The symbol of Satan, the accuser, the opposer, that which is opposed to being itself, is a far more potent symbol than any particular man, even one as evil as Adolf Hitler, can possibly be. And that's the entire point, because if we apotheosize, or diabolize, if you will, Adolf Hitler, then we are pretending he is no longer simply a man. Or we're reducing down the concept of evil to a merely human level, or merely particular level.
Come on then, show us what you can do. Unless you're playing for the first time.
We're dropping this concept of evil, of existence contrary to being itself. We're dropping it down to the merely particular, to this particular case, and that cannot be sustained. Because there are more forms of evil than Nazism. And that's also what leads us to ignore other forms of evil, like communism, like all various sorts of evil. Right? If it doesn't look like Hitler, it doesn't look like evil to us anymore, and that's kind of a huge problem. And it's a problem caused by us saying, well, Hitler's real, and he's really evil, and the devil is just a symbol. Well, yeah, that's exactly the point. No, the devil is real, but he is above and beyond, more than the simply human. He's an angel, an angelic spiritual being, and so can instantiate in all manner of different ways and capacities and arrangements in a way that particular human beings cannot. And so I think that, again, there is this additional danger that I hadn't even thought to mention in the video, but it really just came up with the edgy atheist in the comment section. Which, thanks, edgy atheist in the comment section. You made me think of this a little bit further.
About these things of yours.
Did Zavish listen to you?
Tell me, how did it go?
Well, it wasn't easy. I had to take part in a nightly duel.
Damn. He didn't hurt you too much, I hope.
Well, that fella? Come on. He hardly had a chance to blink and he was on his arse. He hadn't a chance
I
against
mean, in
me.
round 2 and 3
But
with
he's
swords,
a
that is
tournament
true.
veteran. You have my admiration, lad. What about my Gringolet? Did he give him to you?
He's waiting for you at the inn. He's really quite a good horse for his age.
The best. The House of Hollowlavy will be forever in your debt.
Hollowlavy.
Take
That's
this
a-
shield, so at least you'll have something to
that check?
remember me by if this is farewell for good, which is quite likely given how old and grey I am. I'd like to give you my spurs. You may not be a knight, but they can still be of use to you. And you know what? Now that I have my things back, I can do without the groschen I've saved up. Take them. Let them be of some use.
Ah, it was no bother.
That's a good bit.
And what are you going to do next? I trust you're done with robbing.
As the Lord is my witness, I'm done. It's time for me to go home. I haven't been there in years, and somehow I feel it in my bones that I shouldn't put it off.
Well then, I'm glad to have met you, Sir Knight.
Godspeed, valiant Henry.
Oh, Angel's trying to get out. Good thing we're almost done. All right, so I got his shield, which is just strictly better than the one I had equipped. So there you go. Sweet. Sweet. Let's go with that. Or I mean, I love the Order of the Cross. I love it, but no, let's just not. I can't get to my horse. Darn. Okay. Spurs. Yezik's spurs. Yeah, sure. Let's equip Yezik spurs. Okay. Oh, Gabe is calling for me too. All right. Well, that means that all that together, all of these various things going on, mean that I've got to get going. So, that's it for. That's all I've got for tonight. That's all I got time for. My poor little boy is calling for dad, and I've got. I did not mean to draw that. Sorry. I've got some stuff to do. So I've got to let the cat out. I've got to let the boy in. So good night, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I had a wonderful time tonight. We did not get everything done in the camp, but we got a lot done.
Greetings.
And so we'll do a little bit more next time, and then we'll probably do that other quest in that Swordsmaster quest in Kuttenberg. We'll do that. So we'll do some of those things before we advance the main plot. Well, that's the cat. So yes, I do have to go. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. I hope to see you again on Thursday for some Expedition 33. Keep an eye out. I'm going to be doing a pre-recorded discussion on the topic of distributism with another YouTuber, Philip Haro. If you're, who I'll actually link his channel in the description too, if you want to check him out in advance. That should be coming out sometime later this week or maybe this weekend, depending on how long it takes to edit, that sort of thing. Keep an eye out for it. I'm looking forward to the chat. We're planning on recording it tomorrow night, so it should be out soon. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for some more stuff coming. I will see you guys on Thursday, and until then, remember. He's yapping at me. Good night, guys. And remember, don't be safe, be well. More importantly, be good. Good night, folks.